This is Lydia speaking. If we could have quiet in the room, please. Thank you. I just want to check if anyone needs an assistive listening device or a mini mic of any kind brought to the front. If so, please let us know.
Brett, Kim right next to you has her hand raised.
Who is it?
Kim.
Oh, okay.
Right next to you
So
has
she
her
needs
hand
a list. So she needs a device.
Yeah, she needs
Okay.
an assistive listening device.
Okay.
Lydia, you can attach it to the rubber band. Yep, I would be happy to do that. I'm gonna go grab a cup for our listening device since we've got two microphones that will be utilized.
Okay, good.
Lydia. Are you able to hear me? Okay. So did you want to announce before we introduce Becky that about Donna's funeral next Friday and the fact that SASI will also be doing a tribute to her at the February meeting?
Yes.
And then for the trivia, you can announce that they can make payments during the break and that donation letters should be up there. And what was the last thing? Oh yeah, and the new registration.
Need a listening device for Abby,
Okay.
please.
Okay.
Good morning, Erica.
Just a few more people. Or there's one more listening.
So
I'm sorry? I can't find the compartment. Are you able to help?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. Okay, where are you looking for?
Where the
Middle? There's one on the table there. There you go.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Okay, and then there's one here. Do you need that one?
Okay, so
So you said the funeral and then the February tribute.
The funeral, the February tribute.
Donna's funeral is Friday.
Yes.
We'll also be paying tribute to her at the February meeting.
Got it.
As for trivia, they can make payments for the SASI trivia night today, and we will have donation letters up soon. You may want to announce that this year people need to fill out a registration form.
She's taking notes.
There's a few things, so I just want to get this right. Yeah. Okay, so payment and registration for trivia, and then I think we also do the donation letters and then also about the snacks.
And then the snacks during break, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that they cost $1.
And they
Probably.
cost $1 per snack.
Perfect.
One more thing. The 21st of February, that's NFB's trivia night.
The 21st of February, that's NFB's trivia night.
And if they're interested in sitting at a SASI table at the event, they should come to me.
And if they want to sit at the SASI table, they need to talk with Brett.
Okay, I think I got it all.
Okay.
Okay, anything else, Brett?
If you, what do you want to explain why I'm not running the meeting, or do you think that's not necessary?
Not necessarily.
Okay. All right.
I would like to know.
Okay.
All right, this is
Oh,
Olivia.
can someone by Zoom hit record?
Valerie is looking at that.
Okay, if you hit Alt-C, Valerie, that'll do it.
Great, we're good. She got a thumbs up.
Okay, this is Lydia speaking. If we have any communication access issues, if anyone cannot hear me, please raise your hand.
We're just trying to get the mic a little bit closer to your mouth.
Okay.
There you go.
Testing again, we reposition the mic. If anyone,
One hand up.
okay.
It's Madison. A device. A listening device is needed.
Okay.
And Ken has her hand up as well.
Oh, here we go.
I can take it.
Thank you.
Kim also has her hand up.
Okay. Kim, do you need a listening device or having an issue with yours?
I'm gonna walk to her and see if I can find out what she needs.
Okay.
Is that all right? Kim?
Apparently there isn't any batteries in here, I don't think.
The batteries are on and the volume is up.
Okay.
I just turned it up.
Okay, but it's not working. Is it?
Okay. Lydia, can you do a test 1, 2, 3?
Do it.
All right, testing, 1, 2, 3 for the listening devices. Is this working?
It's a little, it's there, but it's faint. It's not coming through. Oh, hold on.
Yes.
Make sure that mic plug is pushed all the way in. I'll give it a thumb. Is it well seated?
Oh, there's a lot of static.
Oh, that must have been. Lydia, can you give me a test 1, 2, 3?
Test, 1, 2, 3.
Hold on, yeah, it's a little better. It's just the static's gotta go away. So, ooh. Thank you.
Okay. And I got a thumbs up from the other person, from Madison, who got the other listening device.
Okay,
10 a.m.
great. Well, if we're ready to get started, again, this is Lydia. I'm going to be running the meeting today.
Messages.
And yeah, I just want to get us started with a couple announcements. First, we are sad to share and remind people that Donna Neal passed. Her funeral will be this Friday, upcoming. There was an email that went out about that with all the address and details, so feel free to consult that if you plan to attend. We will also be having a tribute to Donna during our February meeting. And then I want to let you know that we're now accepting payment for trivia, and this year there is a registration form. You can contact me or Brett or anyone on the board with questions. We also have some donation letters available for you today if you want to go to a business and see if they'll donate, chips, candy, something to help us out with trivia. Those are available. We also have snacks available during break for $1 each. And we also want to remind you that February 21st is NFB Trivia Night. If you would like to sit at a SASI table and attend, please feel free to speak with Brett. He is coordinating that for us. And just a housekeeping note, we have some interpreters here. There's student interpreters and a couple of professional interpreters as well. And we would ask if you could not walk through the center, just to help avoid blocking the view of the interpreter signing for our deaf members and guests, that would be very much appreciated. And with that said, I would like to introduce Becky Davis. She-
Lydia, do you want to do attendance first?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. My bad. It's a late morning Saturday.
Yeah.
Yes, let's go ahead and go around the room and do some attendance.
This is Julia. Just to let you guys know, there's going to be a microphone and a cup that's coming around to you guys. We're going to start on this far corner closest to the men's restroom, and that's going to be...
I get to start it off. I'm Mary Hale. Are you going to pass it to Linda? Are you going to stay with it?
Vishwa Balaji, Happy New Year to everybody.
Good morning, everybody. This is Corinne. And this is... what's that?
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I got it. This is Jeannie Jaco. Uh-oh.
Bob.
Hold on,
Oh.
wait, and then this one too,
Oh, okay. There we go. Bob Jaco.
and then Justin is
Ruth Tompkins.
Willard McHugh.
Abby Peppercorn. Andrea Silver. Victoria Foster.
Jack Lane.
Victoria.
Tasha?
Explain that you're coming down the line now.
I'm coming down the line, the other side of the table.
Robert Vaughn.
Mary Howard.
Sarah Richter, I'm a new SSP.
Linda Taylor.
Oh, I get to say it again. I'm Mary Hale here twice.
This is Bob Martin.
Good morning, everyone. This is Marsha Martin.
Madison Taylor.
Lacey Jacobs, I'm a new SSP.
Jeff Wilson. Treasurer. Jeff Wilson, treasurer or money man?
Hi, everyone. It's Mary Brewer, SSP.
Hello, this is Valerie Delinda Bright, and this is Valerie Wicks, student interpreter. Hello, this is Lydia Perry, student interpreter.
Good morning, it's Erica Walls.
Good morning, this is Kim Vaughn.
Brett Wilhelm, here representing Deaf Inc.
I'm Becky Davis from MCDHH. I'm Becky Davis with MCDHH, and I have two interpreters here with me for the group, Karen Sneed and Susan Power.
Julia Wiggs, SSP.
All right, and then,
see this phone.
And then Lydia's mom, Julie. Hi.
And Brody. And this is Lydia speaking. Also, guide dog Brody is here at my feet. So be mindful of his paws if you walk by. Okay, thank you for the reminder about attendance. I completely forgot. I'm glad we know who all is here.
Yep.
Zoom would like to be announced as well.
Yes.
We're coming, we're coming. Zoom, we're coming. We're coming. It's a little bit of a different setup today. So we're far away, but Anne, we definitely heard you. Give me just a minute. And you yelled right in the people on the Zoom's ear. So it looks like on Zoom we have Ann Murphy, Chris's iPhone, and Linda Kinkler, and Catherine Huff. I know I saw Willard on there earlier. William, but I don't see him on currently. So, we got a couple more. Joa! No, Joan, so sorry. Kathy Rennekamp. And then, let's see, Ann, Catherine Huff, Chris, generic iPhone, Joan, and Linda Kinkler. Tony, so good to see you. Let's see, anybody else? I think, and there's William. We got a lot of people on Zoom today. Okay. It looks like everybody's back to mute, so that's great there. Coming back to the front of the room. Stepping over Brody, but being careful of his tail. All right, putting the cup back in front of Lydia. So sorry. It's Saturday. And you've got a hand for Mary.
Okay, Mary, do you have a question?
Yes, I do.
Microphone's coming there. And cup.
I'm gonna hand it to you.
Just hold it there. Lydia, in the beginning you made some announcement. Were you saying you are collecting now for the SASI trivia? And if so, how much is it?
Microphone is coming back.
Yes, so we are collecting now. We have a few options. You can do pretty much all of our usual methods. If possible, it's easier for a treasurer if you can do the Square or PayPal, but make sure that if you use PayPal, that you're noting what you're paying for so that we can keep track. Brett, am I correct? It's $20?
Yep.
Right now? Okay, $20.
Thank you.
That fee will eventually go up. This is kind of like an early registration period. So if you know for sure that you're coming and want to pay now for a cheaper price, then you're most welcome to do so.
Jeff Wilson's hand went up.
Okay, Jeff?
Give us just a minute. We're going to travel with that microphone and the cup. Walking to Jeff.
The treasury person doesn't remember how much it is also. Is it 15 or 20?
Jeff, they just said $20.
No. I'm asking. I don't remember how much we are charging. Is it going to be 15 or 20?
I believe the answer they just gave was $20.
It was.
It's okay.
Okay, so $20 for the trivia, walking back to the front. And that price will go up eventually, but at this time, it is $20. I'm putting the microphone back in front of you, and here's the cup.
Fine. Okay, thank you, everyone. All right, if there's no more questions, then I would like to, third time's the charm. I would love to introduce Becky Davis from MCDHH. She is coming to us today to present about the Missouri SSP program, legislation, any updates that she has from the state side. And so, Becky, we welcome you and look forward to your presentation.
Thank you. Hello, it's my habit to stand up when I'm doing presentations. Good morning, everyone. I wanted to talk a Okay. Better? Okay. I'm Becky Davis, and I'm going to do a short explanation of our different services. Lydia's right, third time is a charm. Okay, now we have all the microphones in the right place, correct? Okay, so I'm Becky Davis. I'm from MCDHH, and I am the director, now, I think my third year now. So I wanted to do a little bit of an explanation of MCDHH, for people who still are not sure what services and programs we provide. And it's going to be a synopsis. I'm going to be talking about the SSP program, the Deaf-Blind Missourians, and a few others. Our agency focuses on advocacy, human rights organizations, and also we're focusing on interpreters. So we have different programs that we work on, and we have the deaf community support programs, and we contact our organizations such as some is front-seated and there's barriers to their accessibility. We will contact our organizations, and we have various ones throughout the state, and they will go in and advocate. We also have hearing aid programs. It's called Hearing Aid Distribution Program. And we provide, help with that process. We also have, I just recently had the interpreter program, the certifications of the interpreters. In Missouri, our interpreters, they're required to be certified and licensed. Licensure is under a different organization, but the certification, the credentials that are set up, the business practices, all of that is related through licensure. What comes through MCDHH is the certification testing and workshops, professional development, and just recently, in the last year, we have successfully set up another program that's going to focus on families, deaf and hard of hearing children in the family. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I've missed. That's what we work on in the office. So we work on legislative process, legislation, the SSP program, of course, and we have, the SSP program within the MCDHH, and we delegate and narrate between the state and the vendor, and we review them. We kind of take that global view of what's going on in the service process. That's our role. The legislation. Now, this year, MCDHH is going to be focusing on the SSP program, the same as last year. We want, the law to be written and the language in the bill to put, right now there's a cap, of what they give us for our program. after we go through and analyze everything, it seems a little bit odd when they propose another law to the, legislature in the state that we don't tend to write laws with caps, but we want the cap removed. So the SSP is very important service here in the state. I mean, you all know, I don't have to preach, you already know the importance of it. But that cap, really, if a program is going along very well and then the funds run out, we want to be able to even ask for an addition, supplemental amount. We can't even do that now because the law says what they give us is what they give us. We max out at that 300. And we want that language removed. So we want to put this in addition to the bill that's already there. We want that language removed. Now, National Federation of the Blind, as you know, Sheila, Rent? Right. She has connections with Senators Brenda Shields, and they're going to support removing that language, just that short section of language. So MCDHH is reaching out to our deaf-blind groups and vendors and people, to get that information out of who they need to contact and say, please vote and support this. Right now, it's not going to be a big issue, but, it will help us make things much more accessible and possible in the future. So we are expecting to go through that process. We do have a deaf-blind testimony, at a meeting when we are going to be joining, it happened in 2022, when they started this process. And then in 2023, we continued. The group is doing like advisory work with us, consulting work. It's not all deaf-blind, but we're not really sure what kind of challenges we're going to run into, and what we're going to need is background information about the program so we can restart and regroup and get this feedback. So really, we're really grateful to all of these people involved. Before we have met with the director to kind of more virtual input. And they were open to that accessibility for people who can go through the meetings and join the meetings through Zoom or other, WebEx, other platforms that are available. We also work on other bills for communication accessibility services. We did also add in services for the deaf-blind consumer in this. And the reasoning for that in the bill was ADA, okay, in the 1990s, we already know about that. But we're still having in the community, people, are running into challenges. They know they're supposed to match their accessibility needs, but finding them, or if they want to get approval, there's just layers upon layers to finally get that approved. And so the communication access bill is for us to take that information and put it into the state, making them responsible to provide accessibility services, whatever that will look like. In Missouri, we've, for a hearing loss, so again, this year, we are going to get money from our legislatures. It's going to be hard. This is going to be the second year addressing this and making this proposal of the bill to support, we have Kansas City. Lewis. from Kansas City, she filed a bill. And we are also going to support that bill and be part of it. Okay, so right now with the SSP program, I know today, that's what we're doing. The MCDHH, we are talking with everyone here. We're showing up, at what needs to be done and sharing ideas. And I see Delinda's here as well. And so I would like for this to share our thoughts, kind of open the floor to you and things that you would like to see included, how things are going so far. I mean, really just open the floor to discuss whatever you would like. Do you know, okay, I know some of you people already, yes, of course. We've had contact, and I'm willing to have contact again through MCDHH on these issues. Someone was asking me a question. Did I see that correctly? No? Okay. Jeff, I saw you raise your hand. Do we need to take all the microphones over there?
Whenever you're ready.
And the cup.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got a question about the funding mechanism. I understand you want to get the cap off. That's a good idea. But I wonder if it can be tied to the cost of business, cost of doing business. Because we're working with 2018 numbers. So I guess maybe at a minimum we can get it raised commensurate with the cost of business.
The cup.
Oh, sorry. I'll figure this out. Okay. This is Becky answering your question, Jeff. Right now, we're not asking for any increase in funding, but we will. Last year, we knew the chance to actually work on increasing funding was not going to happen. So, it was impossible. But we want the language ready to be removed because we can't ask for more funding until that program. What? 300,000. We can't go over that. We can't exceed that. We got the 300,000, but that was capped. So we're stuck there. We want that language removed for the cap. We want that removed. Then the next step, the next action we take is to ask for increased funding. You're right. What you just mentioned about the numbers and everything, we've got all that detail ready, and we're researching how to convince the legislators about the numbers for the programs. This past year, when we ran out of money, funding, and there was still great need there, and it needed to be used in the program, there were many SSPs joining the program. So all of that, we're keeping the numbers of all of that. We're keeping all of that.
Mary has her hand raised.
Did that answer your question, Jeff? Okay, thank you. And then I see another hand over here.
Mary, I'm coming to you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Becky. This is Mary. Just to clarify for everyone, I think we already have a bill in place. Is that correct? I think it's House Bill 2408, if I'm not mistaken. So we already have a bill for this legislation. We want to get filed passed so that once it's passed, the next legislative session, which would be next fall, winter, then we go back and ask for money. Is that the thought process?
Okay, Mary, thank you for that. But there are different ways that we can attempt to increase our funding. One way, the quickest way, will be asking for a supplemental amount. That is one way to increase the funding. They approve it through the legislature, that supplemental amount. And that will give us a lot of money, you know, but only 2 months to spend it at this point. So between getting rid of that cap language, and then we want the senators to remove the cap language, and then who determines that number of funding, the supplemental? Who determines that if we take out that cap language? Senator Sheila, she just wants to know what that's going to look like when we actually apply for it. We have other processes. We have to apply for the funding with the Ways and Means Committee. We have to have that passed. There's a whole process. The fiscal, we have to fill that out and apply for that from the senators, from the Senate also. And with previous vendor, they suggested doubling the amount that we currently receive. So we get $300,000 now. Before they did, break it down, and they determined that they did double it to $300,000, and now they want to double it to $600,000. It just depends on how many people we have in the program, who's on the waiting list, the numbers of the SSP program. We have to give all that information to them to see if we can get that additional funding.
I'm going to raise my own hand. if no one
Julie?
else has a question.
That's fine. That's fine.
Hi, this is Julie, Lydia's mom. Question about the funding and kind of how those resources are being used, if there's still money, or what that cap means. We moved here to St. Louis to receive more services, and it seems that recently that's become very difficult. So there's been quite a decline in service providers. The quality of the services is great when she's able to get them. It impacts quality of life for the consumer and their family. So I guess my question is, what's going on with budget and current services? Are the current funds, how's that being utilized? And are we using them to their full capacity?
I wanted the group to know that we have a new member joining us. Let you know, Julie asked how the program distributes the money. How many users we have we have 5 different regions, and how we distribute that money. So obviously St. Louis is one of the biggest. They get most of it. they use more of the money than the other regions. The other regions, Northwest, like Kansas City, we have a central region, Central North, like Jefferson City, Columbia, that area. We have Southeast region, Colorado, that area down there. When we have Southwest, that's the Springfield area, Joplin, that area. So that's how the regions are split up. Each region receives a percentage based on how many consumers they have. Understand, it's, when we started divvying up the money, then as the program, progressed, MCDHH worked with the vendor to kind of redistribute those funds as needed. Another argument will be to our story for Lydia, and answer Lydia's, she's not getting enough service. We found out that has been happening for years, so another reason we want to get that additional funding to increase that number so that we can expand the services. Oh, also, for the consumers that are using the funds, the program rules determines how much money can be used for training, for direct services, how much money can be the vendor can use to actually run the program, get the equipment, the staff, all that overhead. The task force is doing a good job. They're advocating for us. They're letting us know. They're advising us. And most of the money is going to direct services. At the same time, the vendor, they have to be able to run the program. So there's always that tricky balancing act that we're trying to do. I'm hoping that clarifies how the program is set up and run. I hope that does. We get the funding. Every region gets its part of it, the percentage of it. How every, then the vendor determines how much money can be used for direct services to run the program. And there has to be a specific percentage of money that goes to direct services. And the interpreters are switching right now.
Did you have a question to add to that, Julie?
Just one quick follow-up question. I guess also asked about the service providers available. It seems that has had a significant decline in the last few months. And just curious what the thoughts are there or the rationale for that.
Do you mean the providers, the SSP providers? Is that what you're referring to? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. It's really interesting. When the program was transferred, before it was with VR, right now we have a different vendor. And there has been a decrease in the number of how many SSPs have signed up with that. So, with Deaf Inc., but also there's been a decrease in the user numbers. So the user numbers from in the previous years to with this current vendor, I guess it's with the training, and I'm sorry, Julie, Deaf Inc. lets me know how many, that they've been adding recently, and I forgot how many. So the recent, I think, training was in November. So we have deaf blind task force, I guess, with the vendor and they provide the numbers to me, but truly I'll know at the next meeting. But the training at Deaf Inc. and I did ask that same question, quite honestly, like how many? And they were contacting people who, in their contact list, like they give me that information, who have signed up and reached out for that contact. And it varies for various reasons why they're not signing up for this particular training. Is there anything in common? Not really. It's just the numbers are down.
Yes. So we have a question on Zoom. Then I saw, this is Julia speaking. I saw a question on Zoom. Andrea's hand went up, Mary's hand went up, and Sarah's hand went up. So, and Brett also has his hand up. Okay. And we have 2 people on Zoom, I'm sorry.
Can we go in order of who we saw?
Yes.
Okay, so I think the Zoom question was first, and we'll go ahead with the person raising their hand on Zoom.
Yes, we will go ahead with the person on Zoom, and there are 2 people there.
I do want to let you know that, there are people in the room and I just wanted to let you know that Delinda is here and she's in the meeting and they are still here. So we're kind of, mastering the room. We just need to let everybody know that we're just trying to master the communication process.
And the Joneses have walked in as well. And Abby Peppercorn is also here. I thought we got her earlier. Okay, I've got Kathy. Did you have a question?
I did.
Okay.
My question is in regards to the SFT availability to help the consumer. I have tried several times to get SFT for service, and I get declined. And therefore, I did not use all my hours. And I've been told those hours cannot be rolled over, I lose them.
Okay, so
That's enough punishment for something that I have out of control.
okay, Kathy, we don't have the speaker here, so I'm going to reiterate your question.
Okay.
And let me know if I missed anything. So Kathy has last season was not able to utilize all of her hours because of SSP availability and the limited SSP availability. So she feels like she was getting penalized and the program wasn't getting the hours utilized because there weren't service providers available. Is that what you wanted to say, Kathy?
Well, I did not roll my hours over to the next quarter, so I lost 15 hours.
And the hours weren't able to be rolled over, and so she lost those hours. That's a punishment to me because they're not able to roll over. Anything else, Kathy?
Yeah, I did have one other question in regards to the form, this is kind of a little separate, the form that they have filled out for me. They do not include who I am or the SFT phone number once the request has been provided. Yeah, I also have heard that the SFT would like to know what zip code, they know they can accept that, so they're not going to do the south side or out the Troy, Missouri.
Okay. So, with the current situation with the SSPs, when a request is made and accepted, there is not adequate information on where the SSP is going to be picked up, or I'm sorry, where the SSP is picking up like a zip code. It just says like St. Louis, which is very generic. That could be an hour or 15 minutes difference. As well as there's not SSP information like a phone number or an email to be able to coordinate those kind of details.
Yes, right.
Yeah, and there's no zip code for where to pick me up.
That just went out.
Anything else, Kathy?
And yeah, not having a phone number.
Yeah, not having that phone number for the SSP
Yeah, because
and the client. Yeah. Yeah. In the past that was there and now that's not, and that was very beneficial. Okay. Thanks, Kathy. And then I see Ann Murphy's hand is raised as well. Ann, I'm going to unmute you.
Okay, hi. Thanks, Becky, for coming in on a cold day to do this.
This is Ann, and I just wanted to thank Becky for coming in on this cold day to do this today.
And I'm a planner, a header.
I like to plan ahead.
And so last year, June, we could not use SSP services.
Last year in June, we could not use SSP services.
Something to do with the billing.
Something to do with the billing.
And so I just want to plan ahead for this year and everybody to be aware.
So I want to plan ahead for this year and make sure everyone is aware.
And so is that going to happen again this June? Is that the way it goes every June? from
Is
now on?
that how it's going to be every June? I just really want to be able to plan for that if that's going to be the case.
Right.
So my question is, skipped over to Ann. Will they be answering my question?
Kathy popped in and she said, my question didn't get answered. What was the question? Kathy, I felt like those were statements.
Well, Kathy, I think you wanted to request that the phone number and the zip code and stuff be put on the form. So that
Anne is kind of confirming with
No,
Kathy.
okay, I need to request, but I also want to know how can we change the ruling with the hours of the fourth quarter? If you don't just include them, you lose them.
Oh,
In this particular case, there was no SSP to use my hours. So I have lost those hours and they cannot be rolling to January. I think that needs to be eliminated.
got it, Kathy, I understand. So backing up to Kathy's question, Kathy is asking oh, Becky's got it, she's got it.
Okay, Kathy, I did take down notes when you were making your comments, and so I wasn't going to move forward without answering you. Okay, so your comments, that kind of concern.
See, this is Becky.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Becky answering Kathy's comments and questions. I would not move forward without answering your questions to me. And I did take notes while you were making your statements and questions. Wow, I mean, I know that that's really frustrating. And a few people have experienced that as well. We have some regions where they're screaming for an SSPs to be recruited and there's no one there. So their hours are lost. And, you know, just letting you know, you're not the only one who is suggesting and bringing up that concern. So we need to focus on recruiting and answering those concerns. So you're not the only one who brought that up. So you are correct. We have tried to address that concern that you were talking about. And when we have those questions about what are we doing, we want to talk about those concerns. Please contact your task force representative, both, you know, who are here in the room, Marcia, Martin, and Mary, And we are also here to hear those concerns. But, you know, we know that these things are going around, like 40 people use, 40 hours are lost. And what kind of services are we providing when, through the vendor? And we're trying to think of ways how we can manage that and make it manageable, because we can't have people waiting to use their hours, at the last minute before the close of a program session. So we are getting that type of feedback, and we have tried to address the problem through the questions that are coming through and the concerns. And we're seeing if there's other ways possibly that we can use our hours more efficiently. And so the task force does need to address that, and we are bringing that to the table, of course.
Okay.
Thank you.
I just wanted to like saving all my hours up for a certain month and use those hours.
Say that one more time, Kathy. We were switching mics.
So, since I didn't have those hours, I was gonna save those hours and use it for out-of-town travel. And I wanted to utilize those hours if they could be used in future months, if I can use those hours that were lost.
So Kathy was hoping to utilize those hours that were lost for a trip in the future, because she lost those hours and feels like they were penalized. Is that what you're asking or stating?
I'm just, instead of, if you can't use the hours because there's no SASI, so we use it for another purpose. And so the purpose I thought, well, I would like to go out of town, and I like to have SASI, and I can use those hours to supplement.
Becky is nodding her head.
Becky is responding. Okay, that's what we are here to discuss. I suppose we can give you information about the vendor, take it, and kind of stretch that out to fit the rules, like a special hour, but no, not a special month, like you were saying, with those hours and getting those services used. The task force did propose that as a possibility to be allowed. That maybe there's some flexibility to stretch that rule out. Mary, would you mind sharing your ideas with the group on that? So, like with our task force, with the meeting, Mary had proposed to the vendor, instead of, 40 hours, that block in a quarter, could we stretch that out and let it be 80 hours to be used in the final 2 quarters? So people who, maybe they know it will be hard the first month, but they can go ahead and take advantage and planning on using those hours, prior to. So we were proposing that, with the vendor to consider that option to let you know that we are talking with what to do for your best interest, to use all those hours that are there instead of losing them. So it's also, we want to gather the data appropriately and what we can do to manage the use through the vendor. And so we do continue to want your feedback for the task force to analyze where are the problem areas in the program and how we can address and fix those as we move forward. Oh, and then moving over to Ann. This is Becky still. Ann had a question that I want to answer. It was about planning for our contract with the vendor to continue through June 30th, but really we have to give them all of our billing by June 15th. And the vendor, they have a different amount of time to figure that out and maneuver all of that. And so that being said, that they need those 2 weeks prior to start that process. So that flexibility in our program should never really happen prior to all of this, but it is a just difficulty with the finances and the funding on that. And we had overlooked that before because the funding ran out before May. So we just didn't have the money in June. So we really, the state, because of the program and how it's run through that process for a year, we need to have all that paperwork given to us or we'll never be able to pay them. So we do need that. So Ann, I appreciate you asking that for clarification on that particular issue. I do want to tell you, the task force is bearing those issues. We are looking for other ways that we can, I guess, cover that gap in services. And really, there are things, in the community meetings and processes that we do think about. How can we take advantage of the funds and give them to a particular program or share them? Or if there's any other data, that the vendors, can go through MCDHH to reroute that. Ways for us to be able to provide that and to set up, I guess, different avenues of covering those gaps. Because we have talked about, the community, Helen Keller Institute, the National Center over on the western side of the state, their community foundation funds. Every community has a foundation grant that helps support all of their programs within the community. And I understand that, you can set that up. However, our communities Cole County doesn't have that many deaf-blind who would be using that, maybe one or two. And someone had suggested that, well, it's hard for us to manage, that area, and take it back. So who do we serve and where is that going? So we have to look and keep our eyes open for different avenues to cover the gaps, to fulfill the process of what we need to do with our information sharing and providing the services. And did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you very much.
Ann said
You're
yes.
welcome. That was Becky.
Ann said yes, thank you very much.
Mary, did you want to make an explanation? Did you want to explain the other?
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. This is Mary speaking. As a task force member, I am well aware, as well as Becky and all the task force members, we are first of all, well aware of the issue about June. We are working on it. That's all I can tell you right at this given moment. We are trying to work on it. Piggybacking back to some of Kathy's concerns, first thing first, I agree with her that the SSPs need to know more than just a zip code of where a consumer is at. I think that's wrong, because 5 people can be living in a certain zip code, and you don't want to work with one of them. What do? You just don't take any of them for that reason? That's wrong. I think they need to know who they're signing up for, and what they need and what the assignment is for: hiking, shopping, meeting, jump roping, whatever. But so that's it. Also to Kathy, in case you weren't aware, there was an email sent out by Anna Paul on January 5th with the new directory of all the SSPs current as of January 5th with the info, the contact info. Anna did say that she's finalizing some more SSPs to be added. Hopefully in February she'll resend the updated directory. So Kathy, if you cannot find it, let me know. I'll resend it to you. What were some of the other things we were talking about? What was the thing? One of the other things I was going to say is that the issues with SSP and the lack of them right now, in the eastern region, we lost a lot. And speaking on behalf of the task force, part of the reason is that the new vendor, Jeff Inc., is following the guidelines per se as required. The previous vendor did not.
No.
Just so you know, the FSPs are now required to do fingerprints and a full background check. The previous vendor did not follow that plan accordingly
That's not the issue.
to the guidelines. For that reason, I believe some people left, figuring it was too much paperwork, too much involved. I'm sorry. That is put in there for your safety, the safety of the deaf, blind person who cannot see or hear, and you're relying on your SSPs. You need to know that you can trust your SSP. That is why that is in the guidelines. I know there was something else I was supposed to add, Becky. Too many questions, I can't remember what else I was supposed to say.
There was a lot of hands up.
Okay, I'll pass it on.
This is Julia. Give me just a moment because we have lots of hands went up, so I'm going to start making a list. Going back, keep your hands up if you just raised them. Going back, we had Andrea originally, Mary, and then Sarah. And then this new block of hands.
You skipped me, Julia.
I'm sorry, what was that, Brett?
You skipped me.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Brett. You were after Sarah, correct?
Yes.
Appreciate that reminder. It's been a long day. Then next. Tasha. Yes, you can put your hand down. Abby next. Abby, you can put your hand down. Then Justin. Mary, Marcia, and Bob. I'm not done. I'm writing while I talk.
Chris and I are going to be together.
Okay, Chris and Andrea are going to be together. Okay, anybody else? Rhonda, thank you. I cannot see you because of the pillar, but I've got your name down now. Thank you, everyone, for your help. Okay, let me confer with Lydia. Are you good?
Yeah, you can just whatever order.
Okay, and Becky looks like she has something interesting to say, so let me take the other mics to the interpreters.
Okay, this is Becky. Interesting. But I do want to clarify when Mary was making her comments about the vendor, how they were doing their process, the background checks, and they were asking me about these issues about the checks. We don't want you to be like, oh, something's going on. They are following the process for what they're doing related to background checks. The task force committee feels that it is necessary. Like nothing ever happens, but the vendor is doing what's required through the SSP program. Okay, let me look at that. Okay, is this the list that I'm supposed to follow, Julia? Right here in order. Andrea and Chris. Andrea. Oh, hang on, we gotta move the microphone cup back to the lady.
This is Andrea.
Hi, this is Chris.
This is Andrea. This is Chris. And sorry, Mary, what your analogy is of why there's not SSPs, it's not because of background checks and fingerprints. It goes deeper than that with the vendor. There's a lot of issues that we have, and it goes way back. It goes deeper than that. So Also, to Kathy's question, they take the hours. Then they take those hours and put them in some emergency bank? Really? Who is eligible for that emergency bank in the way of consumers? I thought we needed to use as many hours as we can get so we can prove to legislator that we need more funding. If you're sitting those hours in an emergency bank, they're not getting used. And my suggestion is keep a track on who doesn't use their hours, the full 40, then cut it back to 20 for those people, take those 20 and spread it to the people that use their hours a lot that could benefit with extra hours. That's my suggestion on that. But taking those hours from consumers and sticking them in an emergency bank is not the answer. I agree.
Thank you.
So I think the lack of SSPs is because we did not get our paperwork for a very, very, very long time. And there is a lot of people that didn't get their paperwork. And so now we're short on SSPs because other SSPs had to move on because they didn't have their paperwork and they needed to work. So that's another issue.
Thank you.
And this is Chris, I definitely feel that we should have the information of our consumers before we can say yes or no. Okay, because sometimes people don't get along with other people. They don't like the SSP, how she works, or how the consumer is, and that sort of thing. So we definitely need information. Definitely told us they cannot give us that information because of confidentiality. That's crap.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's for us too.
Thank you. This is Becky. This is Becky. Thank you, Chris and Andrea. I have made notes of your feedback, and I appreciate your feedback. And for you who have raised your hands in support, I have also made notes of that. You know, I mean, these specific issues, we need to prioritize, and I am going to do this. I'm going to prioritize the issues for this group. Oh, I'm sorry. The next person is Mary, over here to my left. Yes.
The other Mary. Mary B. Mary B.
What?
Hi, everybody. This is Mary Brewer, one of the SSPs, and I'm going to piggyback on Andrea and Chris. When we get the initial email that says, "Are you available on this day during this time in St. Louis?"
Right. There is no zip code.
Now, I don't know where I'm going, number one. Now, I will get advised of that once I get a confirmation that I am the SSP. But I'd like to have that up front because I travel from a long distance, and I know some of the other SSPs do as well. Additionally, say for example, this morning, if I did not have the phone number of my consumer, what if it was snowing more than it was and I needed to contact my consumer and say, "Hey guys, I can't come." I don't have a way to do that. I need more information of my consumer, and I feel as though that's not an issue because we have been background checked, we have been fingerprinted, What else? Do we need a drop of blood? I mean, sorry, but we as SSPs do not get enough information. So I have to agree with that. The second thing I wanted to bring up, I think perhaps why a lot of the SSPs quit is because of the reduction in the payment for mileage. Now, I don't know how big of an issue that is for some of the SSPs. For me, I was kind of on the fence 50-50. But I think a lot of SSPs quit because of the mileage cost was reduced.
What is it?
Currently, it's $15. Last year, it was $20.
And 15.
I think she means travel time.
Or travel time, I'm sorry, yes, let me clarify. Travel time, not the mileage while I have the consumer, but the time when I leave my home to go to the consumer, and then when I drop the consumer off and I go back home, okay? The other issue, I'm sorry, I'm writing a book here, but I've been wanting to say some of this for a long, long time. The other thing is this waiver issue with additional people in the car. Okay, now, if I have a consumer that only wants my undivided 100% attention, that's fine. Now, we do have people here who are deafblind, but their spouse, or their friend, or their live-in companion is not, or maybe they're just blind and not deaf. And I haven't been able to take those people. I had to sign this waiver and provide my vehicle information, my VIN. And we already did that initially. So, and then this waiver, I'm told, has to be re-signed every 6 months.
That's crazy.
It's information overload for us, I believe, as SSPs, and I think everybody's in agreement, so, yeah. But I had a situation a couple of different times where I had multiple people that wanted me to help them, and I wasn't allowed to do that. It's a problem because of the SSP shortage. So, thank you.
Good job.
I hand the mic back to the interpreters, but I have to take Brody out, so if somebody else wants to kind of help with the mic, that would be great.
Okay, who's next?
This is Becky. Thank you, Mary. Wow. That topic about travel time. Maybe you do or not know that also I have seen user of the consumer program, the providers like Vanco, Deaf Inc., those that are in this program. Beyond interpreting that program in the past, they also asked questions of the legislators. Maybe you remember that, and they said the SSPs couldn't use their own cars and get reimbursement for that, and so I see mothers have to contact. My mother had to come to the house and then make a phone call to the SSP to take them to the store and then drop them off and then shop and then, for a taxi. I'm sorry, they had to call a taxi And it was crazy. It was crazy because the SSPs couldn't do that. So whoever is our vendor has to make contact with the legislators. They have to follow the law. I mean, whatever they feel comfortable with. There probably is a better way. I agree with you. And we'll consider all this, all of your feedback. And again, there's multiple layers and multiple, paperwork that needs to be filled out. We need to discuss that so we can level the playing field. How things worked before, there was risk out there. Our program was lucky that we never had an accident. No one was in a position that they could not cover something. We've been lucky. But if something would have actually happened or would happen, the vendor could be held responsible. The SSP could be held responsible. And it could get messy. As a program, we're trying to figure out the best way to manage. So people are aware of the risks, talk to their insurance companies about this, about the issues with the programs. Since the startup, and I'm taking down all of this, I want to let you know we expect to find out what they're willing to take on, the vendors willing to take on. They have to follow their legal counsel. And I know that it's frustrating. In the end, I know it's frustrating, but I think somebody wants to add something else.
Just while we're on that topic of legislation. Oh, sorry, Mary Brewer, SSP. Oh no, that's what I did with my tea earlier. A cup of coffee just went flying across the floor, and now we have a coffee floor. Anyway, as far as the legislation and the state up in Jeff City and all that, do all of these vendors, they write RFPs, correct? And present them to the legislature, and then they decide who is awarded?
Who's speaking, please?
Mary Brewer.
Becky.
Can someone pass the cup? Do the cup. Oh,
Cup, sorry.
okay, this is Becky. The RFP comes from our office, from MCDHH. We send out the RFPs to whoever is interested in running the program, and they have to fill out that RFP. Send it to our office.
And then your office makes the decision. Cup.
Can someone take over for Julie with the cup while she's gone?
I will.
I just lost my train of thought, I'm sorry. I don't know, I lost my train of thought. That's okay.
You were asking about our office?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's been brought up.
So your office makes the decision, is that correct, on who is awarded?
Do you want me to get one?
Yeah.
Yes. Our office makes that decision who's provided.
Yes.
Our office makes that decision. There's some logistical issues with this cup. That's right, there's some confusion. Before we used consumer feedback to the task force when we were discussing this issue, but it is our office. Oh, okay, sorry. This is Becky. I'm looking at the list. Who's next? Sarah. Oh, that's you.
Oh, sorry.
Hi, this is Sarah Richter, a new SSP. And from a new SSP perspective, because I am friends with a couple of other new SSPs, when we attended training in November for 8 hours, one day during the week, we received nothing. Except lunch, we got a sandwich and chips as new SSPs, nothing. So some of them are afraid that's what's gonna happen if they do work, they won't get anything. They don't wanna risk, quitting their other job and then not getting compensated for doing this job since they didn't get paid for training. Yeah. No, new SSPs did not get paid a dime.
That's the way it is. Okay, Sarah. Sarah, I have noted your feedback.
That's current.
That's current policy. Right.
Wow.
Okay, thank you for that feedback, Sarah. Okay, Brett, you're up.
Okay.
And Brett is sitting right next to me. Brett?
Yeah.
Here you go.
Okay. All right, this is Brett. So I should have said this earlier. I did not. I apologize, but Becky is taking meticulous notes for Deaf Inc. I am taking meticulous notes for Deaf Inc. I am not using the names of anyone who provides feedback unless you explicitly tell me you would like me to do that. So please be aware of that. So I want to touch on a few things. Several reasons have been given for the decline of SSPs, and none of those reasons are wrong, but I want to expand on that a little bit. So some of our SSPs, life has happened as well. That has caused them to quit. One of them became a full-time grandma. Others have moved out of state. Some have gotten new opportunities or full-time positions that really don't give them the time to SSP anymore. It's great for them, but it's sad for us. It does happen, unfortunately, and we saw this happen. We had some promising SSPs who left during Van Crow's time and Beyond's time. So another thing, and this is where we at Deaf Inc. can use your help as consumers and SSPs. Some people either have gone to trainings or have signed up, but have been pulled out and not done work. Another reason is that the hours. Now, there's not much we can really do about it. The hours are simply not consistent. It's not like a DoorDasher or an Amazon delivery driver. We just can't give you consistent hours. It's whenever the consumer needs services. So we really need people who are willing to say, okay, I know this isn't a job with guaranteed work, but I'm willing to go and apply and make myself available. So we're going to continue reaching out. We hope you, as consumers and SSPs, will also reach out to people who you feel that they understand this and that they can do this work. All right, so I want to touch on this waiver a little bit. All right, so I have my own opinions about it, but I do want people to understand. I understand why it is there. There have been people, I'm not going to name names, who have abused the previous ride-along policy. Who would, for example, have an SSP pick up their buddies and also provide guiding and other services to their buddies. While the SSP is billing the grant, they cannot be providing support to any of the consumer's friends unless it's another deafblind client and they're sharing an SSP. So that means, while under the waiver they can transport, they cannot be doing such things as guiding or really giving them their own set of communication or visual informations other than what's given to the consumer. So that's what the waiver is in place to do. We don't want to take away your ability to take your friend or your spouse or your family member with you somewhere, but we need to make sure that the grant money is being used responsibly. And yeah, the new policies, the new paperwork, it is tough, but I mean, there have been incidents that have happened, not in the program, thankfully, but outside of it. Several of you know about an incident that happened last summer. So things do need to get tightened up a little bit. It's unfortunate, but that is where things are. So I hope that, I mean, I know it doesn't satisfy, but I hope it does help. And Lydia, I'll let you decide if you want to call a break or not.
Yeah, this is Lydia, and I just wanted to throw in something just super quickly myself with the waiver. I understand and I want to make sure everyone's safe. I did just want to throw in from a guide dog handler perspective that I was asked to fill out a waiver for my guide dog in order to receive services and have sometimes had requests denied. As a professional ADA coordinator, that's Americans with Disabilities Act, it is my understanding that is not permissible under the ADA. I have also conferred with my colleagues who work in that field and they feel the same way, so I just wanted to raise that compliance concern for individuals working with a service animal. I know sometimes people use hearing over dogs as well, so thank you for that. And yes, I think let's go ahead and take a short break. I don't want to go too long because we have a lot of questions. So let's do maybe, Brett, are you okay with like 5 minutes?
Yeah, can I borrow the mic for just a second? Oh, and real quickly, I just wanted to say too about the hours. Several people have brought up the hours and the emergency bank. So I will pass on the idea about reallocating hours. I think there's potential there. However, we want to make sure that if we reallocate someone to less hours, that it's not because they can't get an SSP, it's because they're choosing not to use one or not to use services. And Jeff and I and the third trainer that was just brought on are going to be reaching out to consumers in our respective regions and kind of inquiring on them as to whether they're using their hours, if they're not, why, and if they intend to. And if they do not intend to, we will be passing that data along. So I just wanted to make sure that was clear.
Sharing the feedback that you've gotten with me, because I want to share mine with you.
So the
then
same.
we can compare notes. Okay. When I get back to the office on Tuesday,
Yeah.
I can send you my feedback and you can send me something from Deaf Inc.
Yes. I did want to. Yeah, I did want to ask you a question before I forget.
Go ahead.
So the NFB is really hoping we can get someone from MCDHH to get a booth for our upcoming convention in April. Do you know if that might be possible?
Yes, yes. I'm glad you brought that up too. Yes, we will. Yeah, if you give me the information, yeah, we will make that happen. But also about SASI.
Yes.
sometime in this summer, you host a picnic, is that correct?
Yes.
Every year, an annual picnic.
Yeah, we actually, so we're switching it up. We're doing the picnic in September now, and that's due to the heat.
Okay, that's actually better because my office tends to want to come and support that event.
Okay. Awesome.
And right now, you know, our budget is very tight right now, MCDHH. I was afraid that we'd run out of funding available to help you sponsor that.
Okay. Now,
for the new fiscal year. So we will have more money. Since you're having in September, we will have more money because we'll be into the new fiscal year.
Yeah. Is there money to support the cost of interpreters for our trivia night?
I know. Okay, next month, right? The trivia night.
Our trivia night is in April.
Oh, okay. April. I have a reserve fund for sponsorship, but it's not a big pot of money. If you send me an email as soon as possible, and then hopefully I can help out.
Okay.
It would be less than I would want to do, but I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Brett.
You're welcome.
Please. Let's find our seats, please.
And good luck with your going forward.
We have a lot of things to get to and questions. I want to make sure we have enough time. If we can get settled, thank you.
Okay, they're saying for us to take our seats. Did you show it to anybody?
No, can I?
Yeah.
She's asking, can I? Andrew is asking, can I? Oh, yeah.
I've already talked about it to a couple consumers.
So she's already talked about it to a couple consumers. What am I doing with your pants?
All right, if we can kind of calm the chatter, please, so we can get back to people's questions. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
On Thursdays, because now I work, and it's trying to kick my butt. I get out at like 11, so I don't know what day. Oh no, it doesn't matter. But I'm just saying I at least have a short day. But well, it's okay. I just don't like to. I have to get up too early. Yeah, that's way too early. They're trying to start the meeting.
All right, good. Let's quiet down, please. Thank you. We need to get back to our questions and make sure we can maximize our time with Becky. All right, good. Let's get ready to resume, please. Okay, Tasha is next up on our list. If you're ready for your question or comment to Becky, and I would just ask a couple things real quickly. One, let's try to keep comments as brief as possible. I know we all have a lot to say. I want to get to everyone. Also, just a quick announcement. We are not going to be taking dues right now just because our meeting is so packed this month. We'll do that in February. Also, just environmental information. It is snowing like crazy out right now. So just be aware, it will be slick. Nothing has been cleared off when you leave the room. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. Good club.
Tasha.
No, it's not. There, it's one.
This is Tasha.
No,
The button on the bottom.
there's a button on the very end of it. There it is.
Hello?
There you go.
This is Tasha. So I have a comment to make that since Deaf Inc. took over, we are not able to book our own ride like Venco does. I know we can send an email and all that stuff, but I feel that that's like when Venco had it, we can do it independently easier. We fill out all the information that need to be filled out, and also we don't know how many hours we have left and that kind of question.
So, this is Jeff. I'm wearing my SSP trainer hat for this moment. I'm going to be contacting everybody this coming week. So, if you have any questions you want to ask me, I will certainly, if I can answer them, and but I'll pass it along. So, I just want to make sure everybody knows that. That's all.
Anybody else? A moment.
She's on the list. She's on the list.
Here you go.
Yes, this is Jeannie Jaco, and I just wanted to say that the SSP program is very vital and needs to be handled in a respectable way. But also, we need these guys. These guys are family, they're friends, and we love each one of you and very much. And I just wouldn't know what to do without you. You listen to me holler and whatever else. But I do love you very much, and I just wanted to say that. And you're very much needed and wanted.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, this is Abby Peppercorn, and I just have a few comments. One, I urge the people going out to, tell, like Brett and Jeff and whoever else, to look at multiple settings to recruit SSPs, because again, I just think it's important. And I also feel like during the training, as much as possible during the training portion, I think there always needs to be included that the future SSPs, the trainees, get the real world experience, which means getting these people out in the community to grocery stores and etc., so they could apply what they learned in the training during the training time, so that way they can feel comfortable ahead of time with the deafblind. I just feel, I can't stress that enough. I just think it's just crucial. And finally, I do hope that Deaf Inc., because I did not know about that guide dog waiver, and as a former guide dog user, I do want to say that is extremely insulting that they would ever think about doing that. By law, ADA has had that in effect, that if it's a service dog, it is a mobility tool, and we should be allowed with no hassle from this agency at any time to take our mobility tool along. And I just hope that they take this off or they stop that waiver immediately, if not sooner, because that is going against the law and it's just highly offensive as a deafblind user. Thank you.
Who's next? Interpreter for Becky. But she needs the cup.
This is Becky.
Hold for communication.
Hold on.
Man, I don't work for him.
To plug it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. William, I have your hand up. Let's see, I know Kathy, let's see. Kathy, can you hear us? Kathy can hear us, okay? Linda, can you unmute?
Right down here.
Linda Kinkler? Can you hear us okay? Okay. Most of the time you can hear us okay. So I think I upped the volume, so hopefully that fixed whatever issue we were having. Okay, please continue.
Okay, this is Becky. About the service dog issue, we know and we are communicating with them about checking into and investigating why that is going on. Why are they denying taking them to various places? So we're going to focus on that issue and see what more we can do to address it. I do want to let you know, please, I hope that you will feel comfortable and, with your training. There was questions that came up about contacting us. So please share the information and about your concerns, and we will compare our notes, Brett and I, so that we have, information from the same space. If you receive, not enough responses that are satisfactory, here today, please contact us and we will work on helping you get your problems or your concerns resolved. And, okay, I just wanted to let you know that we are going to check into that. Yeah, for that discussion that we had about the service dogs. Abby, I answered yours.
I think Justin's
Justin is next, correct. Justin is next. Did we already do Justin, or was he next? Justin.
Justin.
Do you know where Justin is?
Yeah,
right here.
He's right here.
My question is, how can I use a SSP if I have a trade? Because I do not know if I would ever get rid of it. I'm doing the runaround right now. And I really, really would like to use the SSP program. Thank you.
So Justin, do you mean, I want to make sure we have clear communication about the schedule for an SSP. Is that what you're asking, to schedule an SSP?
No. I have a trait.
Justin has a trait.
She heard it.
Okay. Okay. So you have a trach. Are you concerned about the SSP services while you have a trach?
As of right now, I can't use the SSP program because I had a trait.
this is Ruth Tompkins's mom. He cannot use an SSP because he has a trach, and then sometimes some people don't feel comfortable as an SSP to take him because he has a trach. And we're not sure if we need training for that, and he's hoping to get rid of it because he just got it last year. Yeah.
This is Becky. Okay, Justin, I did put this down on my notes that you received a trach and that has impacted your receiving SSP services. So I'm going to put that down to address that. Yes, thank you.
Mary? Sorry.
No. Is it Mary again?
No. Not me.
Didn't you have a question?
I did, but now I, oh, well, yeah, I can.
Hold on to the cup.
Oh, I got it now, okay. Yeah, I forgot, I did raise my hand. This is Mary Hale. Going back to the guide dog thing, I personally don't think a waiver is needed. However, all SSPs need to know up front she has a guide dog. That's the issue. Because some SSPs, they might have dog allergies, or someone in their family and they can't have a dog in their car. I mean, so I understand that. That there has to be no different than if a person was in a wheelchair. I mean, you have to say up front that this person is in a wheelchair, so just so the SSPs are aware of it. So.
How hard is it to just say the person has it?
I know, that's what I was saying.
This is Lydia. Quick clarification. So I do notify my SSPs when I'm bringing Brody. I have yet to have a single issue with an SSP working with me in Brody. Sometimes it's a matter of them, understanding what works best for us both. I have never had anyone deny me because it has absolutely nothing to do with any of the wonderful SSPs in this program.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying it should be up front, like when they send out the blast.
They obviate up front.
It was. The SSPs are aware.
But no waiver is needed. That's all I'm saying.
Waivers needed at all. If it's my understanding, this is Becky. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm Becky, and when the ride policy is sent, ride-along policy is sent out, you sign up. Some of it is connected to needing to sign up because of Brody. It's not that he's a ride-along issue. I mean, he's your service dog, correct? Am I understanding correctly? The policy is...
Is that correct, Lydia? Yes, he's a service dog, but it was the ride-along waiver that they asked me. It was a ride-along waiver that they asked me to sign for Brody.
That's crazy.
I just wanted to make
That's
that clear.
ridiculous.
Julie. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
So for this is Becky. So for clarification, the training is where we need to focus on that. I think that's where those issues can come together and we can be responsible for people taking the dog and including Brody. That really should not be happening. So we will address that. Thank you.
Hi, this is Marcia Martin. Couple of things. I'm gonna try to make it quick. I have been in SSP for over 40 years since Bob and I met. Kathy Rennekamp is my sister-in-law. I have had 2 SSP for both of them at the same time. Being that I only have one set of eyes and one set of ears and one mouth, thank God, I can't always be a true SSP for either one of them because I'm splitting back and forth. I think it should be up to the SSP to say whether or not they are comfortable with that. And I'm hoping that the deafblind will respect that because it is very difficult to be in this meeting, for example. And if I had to do Kathy and Bob at the same time, everybody would get short-sheeted. And that's the whole reason for the program, is that you guys don't get short-sheeted. The other thing is that I do think that it needs to be explained more about that this is not going to be possibly a full-time job, and it is part-time. I'm understanding that now because I just retired. I am now just starting to do the SSP. I took off until January to do the SSP because I also am concerned about the information that a possible SSP gets for accepting an assignment. If I show up to somebody's house and they're expecting me to take them through Forest Park, I would have not even applied for that position because I physically can't do all that walking. I physically couldn't push a lot of people in a wheelchair. If anybody even thought about asking me about anything technology and computers, take me off your list because I am not by any means. And you can ask Brett because he can definitely vouch for me. I think though we also need to consider that we are talking about a people-to-people program. There are going to be folks that are tall, that are deafblind, that I'm too short for. And they're going to not want to ask me for that. Or maybe somebody that smokes and they can't handle the other person. It's a people-to-people. And the SSPs, as well as the deafblind, have the right to say, no, I can't work with that person. Or I can't do this position at this time. We need to consider that. But we also need to understand too, and I understand what you're saying, Sarah, about not getting paid for the training, but there's a lot of people at that November training that decided that this wasn't their cup of tea or coffee. And we have to respect that, because you really don't want somebody that can't do the job completely to do it. I mean, Mary Hale has had me SSP for her when I had surgery and I was on crutches and a cast. It wasn't easy. And she didn't get the full benefit, and I know that. But she was willing to take me along anyway for what I could do. We have to understand that we're all people. We all have limitations, whether it's the same last week as it is this week. That we all are people and we all have different needs and different respects of that has to be expected. And getting SSPs, it's hard because our society is so much now not full-time work. Everything is now part-time, part-time, part-time. If you don't know, like Mary is saying, Mary Brewer is saying, you don't know where you're driving to, I know that's a big concern for me too, because I have an older van. I can do around in this area, but if I had to go out much further, I would have to rethink possibility. Because I don't want to put myself in a bad position, and I certainly don't want to have anybody with me, even my husband with me, when it gets to a bad situation. Because what are we going to do? So I understand that, if there's a need of somebody SSPing 2 people, I get that. I totally respect that. I've been doing it for 40 years with Bob and Kathy. It's not easy. And we need to respect that there are limitations for everybody. And we need to respect that and work on. And the more information that we can have, We're going to Forest Park, then we're going to go to the grocery store, and then we might stop at Ted Drew's. Okay? There's some information where we're going, something, because in that way, you're gonna have a devoted SSP. I know for a fact that if my husband didn't tell his SSP, bring your tennis shoes, we're going on a walk for a day, that wouldn't work out too well. You know, it's the more information, the better. And I understand confidentiality. I've done it for 28 years working in a school. But this confidentiality is what's important. I am short. I can't walk well. I can't walk for long distances. That is confidentiality between the two of it. Anybody that takes my arm is going to feel on either arm my insulin pump. Don't be afraid of it. It's there. Okay? It's just, I don't know what else to say, but everybody needs more information. The deaf-blind need more information about their SSP, who their SSP is, so that they have the right to say no, because I'm going to be asking computer questions and Marcia does not know nothing. Okay? Or we need to know so we know how to be professional in what we wear, what we bring. You know, if you guys are going for a picnic, we as an SSP would probably have an extra blanket in the car just in case of. We need information, and that is confidential information between that situation. It's not like we're going to go out and blast, well, Joe Blow and Jane Doe, they went on a picnic and they didn't have a blanket. I mean, come on. On the other side of this whole thing, I think there needs to be an SSP get together or a phone call so we can support each other. Because I know when Bancro, I think it was, had a big meeting in Jefferson City, and you guys had all the training and everything. I sat until 10:30 in the lobby with prospective SSPs, drilling me with questions of how did you do this? How did you do that? Do I know everything? No. But Bob and Kathy both could see shoulder to shoulder. When I first met him, I've seen him go down the tube of nothing. Same with the ears. I have a little bit of information that might be helpful. And guess what? You might learn, I might learn something from somebody else. Thank you, Lord, for Mike Hale. I learned so much from that man and was able to share different ideas. There needs to be that working together. We're all doing the same thing. I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Fred, I see your hand.
Sorry, I was just waiting for the phone.
For my, this is Robert Martin, Bob Martin Jr. So my question is toward Deaf Inc. So if we have $300,000 to spend in 1 year time span, right now, we should be in the ballpark of $150,000 been spent and $150,000 left. So having that as a rule of thumb, you can see that we're overspending per quarter. You know, so that's like $75,000 per quarter being spent. Just to kind of give you an idea that we need to tell people increase your usage of the SSP or slow down the SSP because we're running out of money. Just kind of rule of thumb in the office of the Deaf Inc.
Rhonda?
This is Rhonda Jones speaking. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. This is Rhonda Jones, like I said, and my concern is, okay, at one point, my SSP and I were able to take another couple with us. And one of the people was just blind. And everybody, I mean, we were all kept safe, we all got attention, nobody got hurt, our needs were met. And I've seen many times when SSPs jump in to help each other, like if we're at a restaurant and, for instance, I want a soda, well, maybe Chris is busy, so Andrea gets me a soda, just examples. But I don't see why, if the SSP is aware of everybody's needs and can handle it. Now, not everybody can, and not everybody wants to. But like, if you can only take 2 people, you're in essence saying the only person I can go out with is my husband. And I love my husband, but maybe I want to go out with Bob and Julie or people like that. And I just, why is this ride-along such a problem? I guess that's what I really want to know. And is there any way to fix it?
No, I can't, no. Lydia wants to say, okay. Oh, just wanted to give everyone a heads up, we have just a little bit over 10 minutes left, so we're gonna try to get to everything, but I'm sure Becky, can you provide your contact information for those that we don't get to?
This is Becky. Yes. Brett has my contact information. That would probably be the easiest for him to share that with you. Also, remember, you do have 2 of our task force members here today, Marsha and Mary. But yes, Brett, if you don't mind, could you share my contact information with the group? Oh, and Marcia says she also has my, and Mary, I'm sure you have it too, so, all 3 of them. You know, I think Brett, he has the access to the whole list, so probably he's the easiest one to share with everyone. Okay? Who's next? Did we add someone there? This is Becky. I'm asking Julia, who's next on the list? Okay. Jeff. Jeff is next.
Well, this is actually more of a no. Here we go.
I was gonna wait and address this when I call you guys this week, but I'll just kind of mention it real briefly. About the saying, you know, it says St. Louis, but that's not specifically where you live. It would probably be helpful if we all put specifically where we live, instead of saying, like for me, instead of saying that I live in St. Louis, which was what my address says, I technically live in Shrewsbury. So I put, whenever I fill out that form, I put in there Shrewsbury. So if we, that might be helpful.
That would be good.
Very helpful, yeah.
Yeah, I don't always do that, so I'll try to do that.
And Zoom, SASI, and then William. William, are you ready to ask your question?
Yes, I do. I'm to speak, and I am choosing one for Becky, the director. What is the cost to remove So allow us to increase more funding.
Okay, I'm gonna say that again. This is Valerie. William asked,
If you need
how
to
do we
leave at
remove the
12:30
legislature
sharp, comma,
in order to
I
get more
can
funding?
run the rest of it and make sure everyone who wants to.
Correct, William?
Good.
Is that right, William?
We're waiting for the cup.
Oh, cup. Okay.
This is this is Becky. People have access to the more people that we have contacting the legislators, you have that access. That's going to benefit the program. It's managed through MCDHH. Right now, we are struggling with funding. And we're trying to explain what we do now. We're trying to explain, to take out that cap language in there to benefit the program. So any of you that can contact your legislatures about that will help us. And staff in their legislator's office will contact me. So the upshot is the more of you that contact them, the better. And as we progress with getting the language changed, then after we do that, then we can get increased funding. Oh, what did I just want to say? That process of contacting your legislators is a big step in that process to getting more funding. So Mary Hale has her hand up and she wants to add to that. Is that right, Mary?
Thank you. This is Mary. Is it on? Oh, there it is. Okay. Thank you. This is Mary. To add to the whole bit about the legislators, I don't have all the contacts that Brett does and that you do, Becky. To be honest, I don't know who all the deafblind consumers are in the state. I really would like to suggest, probably you, Becky, but maybe Brett can do it too. I don't know. But one of you send out the link to how to find your local representative and senator. Some people don't know how to do that. So if you can send that link, and then you just fill in your address and so forth, then they'll have the contact. That would really be helpful.
This is Becky. Thank you, Mary. We've done that before. We tried when we started the process, and we can do that again. I have a list, a current list. I want to cross-check that to see if there's any new people that have joined the program recently. So we will do that.
And that's SSP too.
Oh, yes, we will include SSPs. Yes, we will. Okay, let me make a note of that. Okay. Okay. It's Ken? Kathy. Kathy, on Zoom.
Kathy, did you have a question?
Yes, I do. I was just going to say, in reference to the funding, you said that the legislation bill that you have in there now is to remove the cap, correct?
The question is, the goal is to remove the cap on the legislation, correct?
So can we go ahead and suggest that we like it to be doubled at the same time?
Can we suggest for it to be doubled at the same time?
Can't.
Okay, this is Becky. We will ask the Senate The goal is, first, to take off that cab language. But we do not have high hopes that we will get that increased funding this year. The state of the state address, something about $6 million is going to be cut from the budget. So the budget is shrinking. We will ask the Senate if they can do the supplemental, but we have to change that cap language first before we can ask for an increase in funding.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And next we have Jeannie.
No, she already won.
Okay, Jeannie, what? Oh, she's gone? Oh, she already did her, okay. She already asked her question. We're catching up here on the list. We're crossing off the people that we've... Okay, Mary? Which Mary has another question?
Mary Hill? No?
Mary on Zoom? Is there a
Brett,
Mary
do
on
you have
Zoom?
anything?
Who?
I'm sorry?
Who is
Do
it?
you have anything to say?
Yes.
William on Zoom. William on Zoom has a question.
Brett was before him.
Here's the mic.
Okay, it is now 12:20. Is this working?
No, that's the bottom.
All right, how's this?
Jen.
Okay, so it is now 12:27, so we're gonna stop the line. If you don't have your hand up and are not on the list, I'm sorry, you will need to email or call Becky, and I will give you her contact information, but we don't want to keep Debbie waiting for a long time to close up. So I'm gonna, was there anyone else on the list?
No, we made it through the list.
Okay, so this is gonna be it. I'm gonna make some comments and this is gonna be it. I do wanna say a big thank you.
Brett.
Yeah,
Kim is next to you, and I did not see her, but the audience is saying she's had her hand up.
okay. Kim, you will get to, I'm gonna let Kim comment first and then you can come back to me.
Hi, this is Kim, and excuse me, I have a comment and I have a question. Myself and another a deafblind consumer were unable to get SSP services today due to probably the shortage and a person we were going to be able to go with, one of the other consumers, did not want anyone else in the car. So that's why my friend and I are not, we have no SSP today. And I'd like to know, how can we write letters when it comes time for more funding? Because I know we've done that in the past. Is that going to be an option?
Okay, this is Becky. Kim, we're talking about the ride-along. There's specific things that we need to be careful of. For people to view this program as providing transportation. We have to research that a little bit more before we can answer your question specifically. If people think, well, let me think. We've checked into the insurance issue about that. It's not just picking up a consumer and dropping them off, providing that transportation. Let me do some more research into that, get the whole big picture, and all the different layers, dive into all these different layers of this issue, and then I'll be able to answer your question. Is that okay?
All right. Well, thank you everyone
Kevin, for your comment?
Lydia. Okay. Lydia, do you need to head out right now, or do you want me to wrap up?
No, I can stay.
Okay, I'm going to make some quick comments here. First of all, completely unrelated. We have 12 SASI members going to the NFB trivia currently. We really want to support them and thank them for their work on the SSP legislation and for some of the other things that they are doing for the deafblind community, which you'll learn about at next month's meeting, which coincidentally is the same day as the event. We'd really love to get 4 more people to come to the trivia. So if you're interested in coming or have more questions about it, please contact me. All right, I'm going to really quickly try to get through these comments. Marcia and Tasha and Rhonda all had some great questions. For the SSP request and doing it the way Van Crow did, Tasha, I'm not sure many people know this, but Deaf Inc. does have an SSP request form. It's on their website and it hasn't been... No, there is a separate SSP request form that you can fill out.
We didn't know that. See, this
Yeah.
is what I'm talking about.
Right. It has not been publicized very much, and that is unfortunate, and I will let them know that it has not been publicized much, and that it needs to be publicized more, but a form does exist. I'm happy to send a link out to people as well. As for tracking hours, yes, I know that they're supposed to send out a monthly hour reminder. I have not gotten one myself. I do want to stress, though, tracking hours is a joint responsibility between both the consumer and the vendor. Especially since the hours don't actually get paid out until the next month, so there is a possibility of delays. So what I encourage people to do, when they're done with an SSP assignment, ask their SSP, what times are you putting in? And then subtract them. You can do it in a document, a spreadsheet, you can do it on pen and paper, you can record it if you've got a device like a Victor Reader or some other recorder, and just subtract that down from the 40 hours you get. That is one way to do it. And that way, you'll have a record of it and they'll have a record of it. And if there's a discrepancy, you can compare notes and work on that discrepancy. Marcia is absolutely right about training, about new people who sign up for trainings. And this is a problem I've seen in several states with FSP programs. Someone gets excited, they sign up, they go do the training, and then they don't do any work. And then if you automatically pay the trainee, I should say, the grant simply loses money and gets nothing for it. So perhaps a solution that the vendor and the task force and the commission may want to consider is some sort of a stipend or some other system where a person must do X number of hours first after completing training before they get anything for doing the training. Yeah. Becky, I know some people had this question. Well, let me tell this story first. A couple other things. So, Rhonda, I think there's some confusion about the ride-along policy and the sharing SSP policy, because those are different things.
It is 12:35.
Okay, because those are different things. In some circumstances, Rhonda, you can have, Delinda does allow, she stressed this when I was with her this week, she can allow under certain circumstances an SSP to have more than 2 deafblind individuals, but it is not automatic and it is on a case-by-case basis. And so like you and whoever the SSP is and the other consumers involved would need to have a conversation with Delinda. It's not just going to be granted automatically. And that's for your safety as well as the safety of everyone else involved.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of... Yeah, I think that is it. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up for the month. Like I said, February 21st, we have NFB coming, so come to that. Lydia,
Can you hand me the mic?
here you go.
I got the, okay.
All right, well, thank you everyone for coming. That concludes our meeting, and big thank you to Becky for coming.
Yes.
Again, if we didn't get to your question, you can reach out. Thank you.
This is